6:30 a.m. Prema, and I'm needing less and less and less sleep. I've had 2 hours sleep. I was only here a few hours ago with Prema, sitting quietly, of course. I thought she'd vanished. I'm sitting on my backpack, which has got a yoga block in it, so it's quite comfortable for me here. And at this time of the morning, there's still not hardly any cars at all coming, so it's so much nicer. And a few hours ago, I think it was about, or maybe it was I've seen Prema 3 times in the last 24 hours. And she seemed very nervous. She was under a car and then came running out to see me and then ran back under the car. And I thought it was the sound of the cars driving by that were scaring her. But it wasn't. It was a dog she saw. And then about 10 minutes later, after we'd been chatting, another great big dog on a leash walked past and sort of lurched towards her. She'd scampered off. And I was just thinking about, it's a bit of a joke, and we say, oh dear, and we laugh it off, but it shouldn't really be like that. In a perfect world, let's say we had the millennial reign of Christ during those 1,000 years, which a lot of people are saying we've already had. And now we're in the short season afterwards for 200 years. I don't know if that's true, but in that sort of reality, the animals wouldn't be going for each other, would they? And I thought, imagine if we were just in a world where, let's say, there were beings that were about twice as big as us, looked a bit like us, but were just completely wild and would definitely try to kill us. We would be super alert as well. And I was just thinking about how it really shouldn't be. So I think that when we make this transition, the cats and the mice, because the cats are the same, there won't be any of this energetic of it's murder, isn't it? We just accept it's normal. What the cat does to a mouse is actually, in many respects, very similar to what the Pizzagate people do to children. The adrenalized blood, Now I don't blame the cats, because I don't understand, where they've come from and the laws of karma and all the rest. But I had a cat when I was a young boy called Holly, and I used to see Holly in the back garden catch a mouse and then toy with it, and that's to adrenalize the blood. And then they have a big chomp on the jugular vein and get high as a kite. And we don't know. They say that this Illuminati pederast, pedivore, people that eat babies, eat young flesh and things like that, it's called a pedivore. Sorry to lower the tone, but it needs to be brought up. Apparently they get super high, and it's more than just like a drug, it's where you feel good. Apparently that you get some kind of I don't know what, some telepathic powers or psychic powers or something like that. Anyway, cats do it, don't they, to the mice? So I wonder what sort of powers they get from doing that to mice. But the bottom line is, I think it's all going to end. And so if you imagine a world where there's no fear, okay, we've still got these damn cars, but I think that will change. I think the combustion engine, whilst it may well stay around because some people just absolutely love, driving in their car, I think most people will choose to use other forms of transport, and maybe cars will be limited to certain areas, like these sort of cars. So I'm predicting pretty soon, I'm predicting a big change in the world. And over the next few years, really thinking that the roads will be a lot quieter and the cats won't have to be on this constant alert, you know. Also, I was listening to my previous, it was called Prema and I Talk of Many Things, something like that. And I said that I was, hey Prema, I said that I was, she wants to go around the back again. I thought I'd lost her, I thought she'd wandered off, and I was meditating. She's doing yoga. Hello Yogi, you're a yogi. She's so lovely. You're so lovely. So lovely. Oh, you're beautiful. And I said that Prema's the most present when I do my meditations. And when I was in Portugal. Oh, it says storage low. It might cut off, so I'll say it quickly. And I was meditating, and I fall asleep in the afternoon, or I go into yoga nidra, and these impressions from time to time would come. Now I'm very aware of glamour, spiritual glamour, and believing that you're channeling, and believing that you're this, that, and the other. And so I'm not saying that I'm channeling Prema or the other cats or anything like that, but on the screen now is some of the impressions that I've got that I felt were worth making a note of. And I can't see them on the screen, but you can see there that they're quite specific. And one I remember is Prema saying that just rest the tongue to the base of your mouth when you do pranayama exercises and all that kind of thing. Hey Prema. You push the tongue to the top of the mouth to complete the microcosmic orbit, electrical circuit around the body, and I've just kind of always done that. But actually, it's true. Actually, when you're just meditating, you shouldn't really do that. You should just relax the tongue to the base of the mouth. And hey, Nibbler, hey, baby. And so Prema said, just rest your tongue to the base of your mouth. Raise to the base and ow, 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 baby, baby, baby. You've got your claw in my bloody finger. Now get off. And also Prema said, just pretend you're asleep. Because my mind, wanders. I've only had 2 hours sleep, so it's very calm at the moment. But he said, just pretend you're asleep, and it's confusing if you're thinking of many things. But if you just pretend you're asleep, then all the magic can happen. The claw's got stuck in. I'm going to take this glove off, I think. Oh, you're the sweetest. You are the sweetest one, Prema. Look at that leg. So, and that's what I'm doing, it's about undoing all the things you think, I've got to do this for meditation and I've got to do that. But sometimes you've just got to do nothing. And you don't have to even think whether what you're doing is right or whether what you're doing is wrong. You just have to be there present with just sitting in each other's presence is enough, and all the magic will happen, because I'm much more than just James, the body 50-year-old man that likes hanging around with cats on the street. And Prema's much more than the cat that's constantly sniffing around and checking out for dogs. We're much, much more than that. We are divine. We're very, very high level at our highest self. And this inner experience of James having a physical experience, that's not really who I am. And this wonderful cat is not who Prema really is. And so if you just move beyond yourself and just let go and let God, or as Jimi Hendrix said, move over, Rover, let Jimmy take over. Although I don't think he was talking about that. Hey Prema, I love you. Then the magic can really happen. So that's what I'm focusing on. And I'll leave it there. Not letting me go. not letting me go, are you? I've got to get down. It's nearly coffee time. 7 a.m. coffee. He's headed me off at the pass about 6 times already. Yes. We had a lovely bond, didn't we, today? Didn't we, baby? Lovely bond. Really got to go. Bye, darling. Bye-bye.